Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Global
Global Digital
Digital
Success
Success
Talks.
Talks. Um, Hi, everyone, and happy Monday for those who are on Monday, and happy Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday. So, we are here to bring you another topic. So, today's topic is what is today's topic, Isabel?
Okay, today's topic, the power of storytelling in marketing, how to move hearts and inspire action.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let's introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, currently resides in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a proud digital business owner, and mentor.
Okay, thank you. So now we want to also remind you that every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar, which we're going to have one tomorrow because it's every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register, you will receive an email that will have a link to register for the live webinar. So that link will take you to a page that will have two buttons. So either for one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. It looks like my internet, there is a delay on my internet. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other link that you will receive in there is the replay link. So in this case, right now we're going to show you the replay from last Thursday's live webinar. So you get to see who were the hosts and the panelists for that live webinar. And the third thing that we also have for you is we invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, on the webinar, what are you going to find out? Okay, so on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get to hear from the panelists, which in this case are members of our community. They're going to be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So that's what they're going to be sharing there. So now let's see who were the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinar.
Okay, so last Thursday, we had our live. We have one every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you want to catch a live webinar, you can register on the links on the screen and attend one of the live webinars. If you don't have time, that's okay. We can always send you the replay after you register. Our last Thursday, we had our host is a couple, Karen and Chris. And just to tell you a little bit about them, Chris found the ad for the business, and he was very excited about the business, and he shared with Karen. But Karen was very skeptical, and she didn't really believe in the business. She didn't think it was something legit, something real. In fact, the first time they got their first paycheck, she took it to the bank expecting for them to reject it, telling her that it wasn't a real check. But come to find out that it was a real check. So after that, Karen was like, okay, so this is something good, it's a legit business. They send true checks. And so from then on, she decided to work along side of Chris, and now they're one of the leading or the leaders in our community. They're doing so well with this business, and they have changed so many lives through this opportunity. So, anyways, they were our host last Thursday. Chris, he is a firefighter, and Karen is a former elementary vice principal. We also had Hetal Joshi. She's a former interior designer. Himali is a business owner. That's all she does for a full time. She runs the business on full time now. She doesn't have a job anymore. Carol is a cook, And Sandy will present the other 4.
Thank you, Isabel. Yes, we also have Katie. She is an executive assistant in the oil and gas industry. We also have Tony, he's an IT, and Rita is a recruitment. We also have Manisha Rayal. She is a digital business owner, so she's doing this business full time. And we also have Shannon. She used to be a former wedding planner, so again, also doing the business full time. As you see, we have different cultural ethnicities, and we have different backgrounds, different professions, different ages, all decided to take that leap of faith to change their life for a better lifestyle. Okay, so we also want to mention that our replays has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has now subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. All right, so let's dive in into our topic for today. So, what is our topic for today, Isabel?
Okay, so this topic is something that we want to present to you guys, how the power of storytelling in marketing, how to make hearts and inspire action. So we'll be talking more in depth about this in the next couple of minutes.
Yes. So facts versus stories. So facts tells, but stories sells. Okay, so let's explore how sharing real heartfelt stories can turn scrollers and build a brand that truly connects. So that's we kind of touch a little bit of this in another live before. Um, so yeah, so welcome back to another episode for the Global Digital Success Talk. So this week we're diving into a powerful tool that goes beyond algorithm and sales tactics, and that is storytelling. Okay, so whether you're building a brand, selling a product, or inspiring someone to start their journey, stories are what move people. Okay, so they create that emotional connection, build trust, and inspire action. So today we are diving into that. So a powerful tool that goes beyond algorithm and test tactics is storytelling. So I mentioned. So what are today's points?
Okay, so here's the 3 points we'll be talking about today: why storytelling works in marketing, the key parts of story that connects, and how we can use the storytelling to inspire and convert.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So let's start with our first point.
Okay. So here's our first point. Our brains are wired for stories. We remember narratives more than information. Why? Because the stories make us feel. They humanize our message, they build emotional connection, they create real relativity and trust. So, for example, instead of saying our business changed our lives, we share the life look alike before, the struggles we faced, and what changed after we took action. And that's what people remember and respond to. And I'm sure you guys have heard our stories a lot of times, because we'll be telling our stories a lot, right? Because that's how we inspire other people, you know? And I know that I said it so many times, you know, I started working since I was 15, and I had all kinds of jobs. But one of my jobs that I talk about the most is the one in corporate, because I worked there for over 20 years. And that was while, you know, I had my kids during that time. And it was hard. I would say it was hard because I didn't have the time, the quality time I wanted for my kids. And before I knew it, you know, my kids were grown, and my oldest one was getting ready for college. And that really broke my heart, because I felt like I wasn't a good parent because I didn't give her the quality time that she needed, you know. And so after that, I started looking for something that I could do where I could have more time for my children. Before then, in my mind, I was always thinking there's got to be something else, there's got to be another way, but I wasn't actually looking. I wasn't looking for opportunities. I kept doing the same thing over and over, and I kept complaining about it as well, just because it was stressful. I didn't have the time, and the repetitive cycle year after year was just burning me out. But during the pandemic, I had a lot of time to reflect because, as you all know, the world shut down. My work shut down. And so I was home with the kids for a couple of weeks. And then they decided that the kids were going to start doing virtual learning. And my job decided that they were going to open back up. And during those weeks, I decided, I was really thinking, like, what are you going to do? And so I decided that I want to be home with my kids. I want to be there for them during their virtual learning. I wanted to be the help the person that they can go to for support if they didn't understand something. And besides, I wanted to be here to cook for them, to care for them. And I decided that I wasn't going back to my job. And that was really a hard decision for me because I was earning good, very good, a good amount of money every 2 weeks. But it was time to stop thinking about the money and start thinking about family. And so I decided to stay home with them. And after that, I started looking for something that I could do from home. And it wasn't until 2023 when this opportunity popped up for me, and I decided, to take action, even though all the odds were against everything, because I didn't have the experience. I really didn't know anything about businesses. I didn't know anything about social media. I'm very shy when it comes to talking. And I was like, I don't know if this is for me, but deep down in me, I knew that this was the answer to my prayer. So I took action, and here I am, 2 years after. I'm very happy, and I'm just thankful that I found this, and that, I'm doing this. And now I'm building something for me and for my family, and I have the flexibility I wanted for a long, long time in my life and in my family's life.
Yeah. To me, doing a quick recap of my journey, I think mine. Well, after finish, like everyone, like you go to school, you graduate, and then you find a job. Well, I although I didn't look for a normal job like everyone else, like a 9 to 5, I went into arts, which is a lot of people would say, oh, that's not a good job because that doesn't pay the bills. But that's what I wanted to do. So I was a little bit of rebellious because that's what I wanted to pursue. Um, but so I started to work. It was not an easy journey, but I love what I was doing. Okay, so I really enjoy it. Back in 2004, the industry slowed down because the productions were moved back to the US. So at that point, I transitioned and I moved from BC to Montreal. So I started to work in a traditional job, 9 to 5, but this one was like a corporate world. So it was a video and audio conference uh, corporation, global corporation. So I was doing the later shift, like the afternoon shift until night. So at first it was okay, but then after that, I saw some things that I spoke, but nothing was done. So then I decided to move on. And then, with my brother, we wanted to build something, so we can work for ourselves. But what we wanted to do at the time, when we did all the research and all that, that didn't work. So we couldn't go further. So um, time passed, I started to study something else. And then I was working part-time. So we decided to move from Montreal to Vancouver. So I came back to Vancouver. And then I was working in retail. Okay, because remember I was working part-time. So I got transferred here. And that was good until, I started to missing out, family events, and coming late and not being able to go out with my friends, like doing hiking and that kind of stuff. So I started to see, that that wasn't what I was looking for. So I wanted to have a little bit more freedom, and I was a little bit constrained, especially with the position that I had. I have to be there every Sunday, no matter what. So um, so then, I decided to see people from the industry. So then I started to ask, and that's how I moved again back to the movie industry, and I started my journey again. So that was fun again. But back in 2018, as I moved forward, so I came back to Vancouver, as you know, 2008. So I worked in retail for 8 years. Um, and then in 2018, I came back. I started to work in the movie industry. And back in 2018, that's when I started to feel, like I wanted some change, but I didn't. Like, I started to see the digital nomad, that kind of lifestyle, and I really love that kind of lifestyle because I love to travel, but I didn't know how to do it. Okay, and my internet is very slow. I see that I'm getting froze, but um, so then, like, time passed. So 5 years after, I didn't do anything. I keep working, but I was feeling that thing of like I needed more. I didn't myself. I didn't see myself growing anymore where I was, and I didn't have um that, not the energy, but that joy of, you know going and doing what I was doing anymore. Um so it was time to change. I'm one of the persons that I get bored doing the same thing. If especially when something gets a little bit repetitive, so I need change. And for me, I was working for 25 years, so that was a lot of. I mean, I changed some departments and all that, and even though, we changed from one production to the other, but it came to a point where it was the same thing for me. So I needed change. I was still working because I couldn't find anything else. But I started to do a YouTube channel on 2018. That's when I saw that, and I started to do some print on demand. So I was doing that, but every time that I work, because of my long hours, I kind of like put that on the side, and stop. And then when I wasn't working, I retake it. But 2023 was the year that uh, I took that leap of faith. And the reason why is because, um, again, like I mentioned, in 2004, the industry went down. But because I was young and I didn't have the mindset at that time, and we were used to work, I didn't see it at that moment. But now in 2023, and from 2018 to 2023, I was looking for something, a different kind of lifestyle. So 2023 came, and that was my aha moment, that we didn't work for the rest of the year, which was our busy season. So in July, when I saw that this was for the long run, I decided to take action and start looking for something. And that's I was actually, you know started another business. And but this one was like, you do on something, and then you have to invest more on the next one. So when I was about to join to the other one, this ad came up, and that's when I saw it. So I decided to watch it. They say something, I don't know, in my mind, like intuition, I don't know how do you call it, divine guidance. Something told me to watch it, and I didn't got. So I said, okay, fine, I'm gonna watch it. I got nothing to lose. And that's how I saw this business opportunity. And when I saw it, was like, finally, this is what I've been looking for. So the more I found out more about the business, the more was checking all the boxes that I was looking for. So that's why I'm here today after almost 2 years. In July, at the end of July, I will be 2 years in the business. And it has been the best decision I ever made. I really love the journey. I have my ups and downs, but it doesn't really matter. Like, I know that I'm working towards something that I want to build, that kind of lifestyle. So I rather work, for myself, put 5 years into this, but I know that I'll have the rewards, than to me working, let's say 30 more years, and then find out, I don't have the financial independency that I will need and I will love to have. And who knows how my health might be too, because of my long hours and different schedules, might not have a good health. So this business, will allow me to really enjoy and spend time with my parents, my aging parents especially, and be there for them when they will need me. So yeah, so that's my quick story from how I end up here. But yeah, so yeah, storytelling really works. They humanize our message. People connect with you because
Mhm.
uh, even though we all have different stories, there's something that relates to them that they will connect. So and that they relate to your story, and that's why
Mhm.
they create that trust. So yeah, so that's that. Okay, so point number 2. So the key elements of a powerful story. So a great story doesn't need to be long. It just needs to be real. Okay. So here is a simple storytelling formula we love. So we are talking about the struggle, the turning point, and the transformation. And that's kind of like we just mentioned, through our life. The struggles that we had before we joined this business, and the turning point is the aha moment that make us, take that leap of faith. And the transformation, um, what have we received once we started this online business journey? Um, for me, for example, being in front of the camera, that was one of the things that I never thought in my mind. Even though that was one of the things that I wanted to do. Like I always dream like, interview people, kind of like a TV show of interview. But I was very shy and I didn't like to be in front of the camera. But this business pushed me, to be out of my comfort zone. So that's one of the things that, the transformation, have more confidence on myself, work on my mindset, um, and keep growing and keep learning all the time. So the transformation, a lot of people sometimes see, what the business gives you, the financial independence in the financial part of it, but it's more than that, really. That's just one of the things that you get from this business, but there's more that you get, all the global connections that you make throughout your journey, meeting a lot of people along the way, from different backgrounds, different cities, countries. So you create so many new friendships, um, and you creating that legacy also to leave for. I don't have kids, but um, you can pass this legacy to any member of the family or whoever you want to pass it on to. And for those who are parents, you can pass it to your kids. So there's so many things that you gain from this online business opportunity. So just going back to the struggle. So you gotta be honest when you tell your story. Okay, so what were your struggles that you had? What was the challenge or obstacles? So be honest. When it comes to the turning point, what happened that inspired that change. So that's the turning point. It's what we call the aha moment. And the transformation, what results, shifts, or wins came from that, whatever you took. In this case, it will be our online business. What were the results, shifts, or wins that we have gained from it? So people don't just want to see our success, okay? So they want to see the journey that led to it. That's what gives them hope for their own path. So um, for those who follow us, if they get to see, from the beginning who we were to where we are, they can see a change. Especially when you got to see the lives that we did at the beginning, you know, we were so green. But every time that we do more lives, we keep changing. We can see, like, I can go back, for example, from the lives that I do now to the lives that I did last year, at the beginning of last year, and I can see a lot of improvement, compared to last year. So every time, we try to improve and get better. So, but that is practice, practice, practice makes it better. So, but I'm gonna let Isabel take over.
Yeah, talking about the struggles, Sandy, when I started this business, like I said, I felt like I had everything against me because I didn't know anything about the business. I really didn't know how to work the computer to create the content I needed, and I certainly didn't know anything about business. I never had a business before, but going back to my childhood, I remember that to help out my mom is one of them females that she has always done all kinds of things to provide for us, from making bread, selling. She sell all kind of stuff, but I was the salesperson. She was the one who made the product, but I had to go the one going out to sell it. So I already had that in me. Not that I liked it. I never liked selling. I felt like it was embarrassing to go to people's houses and sell, like, hey, I have bread. You want some bread? But I did it because it was needed, right? And I wanted to support my mom. And that's the only type of business background I had, honestly. But when I started, I was very nervous, and I was in a lot of doubt because I was like, okay, I want to do this, but can I do it? And I kept doubting myself. And when I started the business, I was, every day learning something new. And like Sandy said, we had no idea, we had no, at least I didn't have any confidence. I did it because I saw proof, I know this business works. I have seen so many testimonials. So I was like, if they can do it, I can do it too. And that's why I decided to take action, because I wanted something different for my family. But I remember the very first time I went live, I couldn't do it. I froze completely. The words couldn't come out. It's like something was stuck in my throat, and I couldn't speak. And last year, Sandy, Jesse, she's not here today, and I got together, and we decided that we were going to start doing lives weekly. And the first time that we did it, you can maybe go back to our pages and see the first lives that we did. There wasn't any fluency. We talked, but we stuttered a lot, and our eye contact wasn't really the greatest. But we decided that we were going to do it, right? We had a purpose. We were like, okay, this is it. We're going to do this, and we're going to do good on it. And every year, or every month, we were improving, doing something better every time. And now we do this every day, or every 3 days in the week, 3 days in the week. And we don't think about it. We don't, it doesn't like scare us anymore. Like before, it was like our heart was about to come out of the chest, because it was beating so fast, because we were going to start life. We're like, okay, are we ready? But now we just do it. And so that was like the turning point when we decided to like work together, train together, invest time in this business, in our learning more than anything, because you have to invest time, practice is the only thing that is going to help you, whether you want to do a live, whether you want to learn more about the business, know more insights. You have to invest time. And so we decided to do that. We decided to take action, and we're like, okay, this is it. We got to change what we're doing, and we're going to do something that is going to give us better results, not just in terms of money, but in terms of knowledge, and knowing everything about this business, knowing the insights. And so we've been doing this for over a year now, and we're happy with we have, because we can see the transformation. Like I said, if you go back a year, you can see that we have gone a long way, and we still have a long journey to go. But we're proud of the things that we're doing, and we are more than proof that when you want something and you work for it, you can get it. So we're still working on it. We're still pushing ourselves, and we're still learning, a lot, so that we can be the best mentor that our mentees can have. The people, this business is about helping others, and we want to be prepared. We want to have the knowledge. We want to have good how do you say, a lot of people are not good at teaching. We want to be the best teachers to show you the way and to lead you in this business. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, you touched a few things there. One that you mentioned, the only skill that you brought was the selling skill, but that's a very good skill. I mean, I'm not a very good seller, so I struggle with that. But you went out of your comfort zone, so that's another one. You even
Mhm,
at a young age, you went out of your comfort zone to be able to do that because it was needed for your family.
mhm,
So that's a good mindset, because you couldn't say no, I can, but you did it anyways. So that's good. The other thing I want to mention is that um, fear. I do have fear sometimes. Even I do these lives. Sometimes, I don't have fear and I go like, okay, let's do it. But sometimes, I feel that I don't know how to explain it. It's like my heart beats, hard. And
mhm,
I do the live and everything, but like I'm a little bit scared at the beginning, because that fear comes back, but I don't let that fear takes over, and I do
mhm.
the live. But fear, I just want to mention that fear is always gonna be there. Okay. It's not gonna go away. But what you have to do is overcome that fear and just do it. So I just want to say that. Just to inspire someone that you might be scared, but you know what? Just do it. Okay, so what is the third point? Oh, we have a comment here.
Okay. So, what's a story from your journey that your audience connects with? Drop it in the comments. We do love to hear from you. So let us know. We'll be happy to connect and learn about the stories that your audience has connected with.
Yes. Yeah, let us know in the comments. And point number 3.
Okay, point number 3, how to use the storytelling in marketing, because that's the business that we're doing, right? Marketing. Here are 3 simple ways to use the storytelling in your business. So, number 1, share your why. Let people know that what inspires you to start and why you keep going. I'm sorry, guys. Just I'm doing this live, but I was just looking up at my screen because I had a notification from my business. I'm doing this live. My business is working in the background for me, so that's just the power and the beauty of this business, that you can be doing whatever you like, whatever you love, and you keep getting notifications about people having interest or asking about your business. So just had a new person asking about the business. So sorry about that. I started when I was
Congratulations.
reading. Okay. So the second point is client stories or testimonials. Real experiences build credibility and inspire others. And behind the scenes moments show the human side of your journey, not just the polished results. And I do a lot of raw content on in my page because you know a lot of times people just think that you have to prepare, you have to have all this memorized, and then you have to load it in your content, and come to find out that nobody cares about it. Nobody gives you a like, nobody tells you anything. You're like, all the time I spent to put this together and nobody likes it. And there's other days where you just take a couple seconds to do something, and something that has inspired you and has touched you. Because when you have that feeling, when something connects with you deep in, and you share with the audience, then I feel like they can feel your feeling, and everybody connects with the things that you have posted about. So sharing your why and letting people and inspiring people has to do with something real, a real emotion within you. So why are you doing this business? What is the reason? And who are you trying to inspire? You have to have those 2 things clear, like why did you start and who do you want to inspire? And with me being a mother, and with all the struggles that I went through with my children, and having to take them to daycare or to the babysitter, at 4 in the morning, getting up my kids at that time to take them before I went to work, it was very hard for me. And I felt bad that I was waking them up that early to get them ready to take them and all that, and go and knock on somebody's door. And, a lot of times I had to wake them up so that they could take my kids in and care for them. And so because of that, my why is my family, my kids, and the ones I'm trying to inspire are mothers that can connect with the pain that I went through when I had my kids when they were just, babies. Because no one should feel that way. I don't think that as a mother you have to feel that pain of leaving your children behind so that you can go out and earn some money to have a better living for them. If you can do it from home, if you can do it from the comfort of your house where you can be watching your kids and you can, feed them, care for them, play with them, because you're not doing this business all day. So you have most of the day so you can go out and enjoy the day with them out in a park or in the backyard, wherever, play games, read books or whatever. So that's why I always try to inspire the mothers. And how do I do that? With my own testimonial, because I'm always, everywhere I go, I'm taking pictures, I'm taking videos of the kids and my husband and I. Now we have grandchildren, and most of the time they're with us. So just having that flexibility to have time to be with them is life changing, and that's what I want for everyone. I want them to experience the flexibility that this business offers. And we have so many moms in the business, so many females that are doing this business, and people from all kinds of backgrounds that started. Maybe they were skeptical when they started, maybe they were doubting themselves when they started the business, but this business has transformed their lives. It has changed in so many ways, and now they're living the life that they always wanted, with the flexibility and the quality time that they always dreamed of, to be with their children. And show that the human side of your journey. I don't know. I feel like I do that a lot because, like I said, I'll be posting. If you guys visit our pages, you can see a lot of the content that we have. But I'll be posting a lot about my family and, the two sides, how my business has helped me to be with my family, to be present, to be a present parent, and to have the quality time that I always wanted with my children. So you can see that this journey is not easy. It's not like, everything is going to be perfect. You're going to start and you'll be like, oh, yes, I'm earning money. I'm home with the children. There's a lot of curve. There's a learning curve that you have to go through, and you have to adjust to all the things that you have to learn, but the business is going to adapt to your schedule. So you can do it at whatever time you want, and you don't have to worry about running from one place to another every 2 hours, every 3 hours, or for 6 hours, whatever. This business really does adjust to you and to your lifestyle. So you don't have to worry about that. And especially moms who have, babies, and, a lot of times with babies, you don't know that they could nap, at 10 in the morning, or sometimes they don't wake up till 10 in the morning. So you would have to work the hours that best fit your schedule, and this business will do that for you. So that's all I have to add, Sam.
We have a comment here from Johanna Leonard. He say, "Hello, my friend. Thank you for watching, Johanna, and
Thank
thank you
you,
for your
Johanna.
comment." Okay, so for me, share your why. So let people know what inspired you to start. So, like you mentioned before, there were reasons in my business, like why, I wanted a different kind of lifestyle. And then also wanted to be there for my parents because, my parents are aging and I'm the only one here in Canada with them. So they don't have anybody else. So I'm the one, who will take care of them. So if I kept working in the movie industry, I wouldn't be able to do that because of my long hours and different hours because I don't have a fixed hour. Um, so that will be kind of difficult. So that was one of my whys. And then what inspired me was, when I saw that ad, it was about traveling. And that's one of the things that I always mention, that I love to travel. So that really inspired me, and my family also love to travel. So uh, being able to do that together, that's a plus. So my why is what keeps me going. That's what keeps pushing me. One, I don't want to go back to back to work again. I want to be able to live a style where I have that balance, that I can do the business, be able to help others, and at the same time, have my me time, do the things that I love, and spend time with my parents and visiting my family, that are outside Canada. So, um, and traveling. So those are the things that keep me inspired. Even when along the journey, we're gonna face those struggles. I always remember, do you want to go back? No. So keep going. So that's what keeps me, pushing forward, because I know it works. Okay, there's proof. Okay, and I've seen it with my own eyes. So um I just have to keep going until I'm to the point where I have that financial stability that I want. Of course, I will have more, but once I reach that financial stability, that would allow me to start living, that kind of lifestyle. That's when I'm gonna be fully, and saying bye to my industry for sure. So client stories or testimonials. Okay, so yeah, I do put testimonials on my testimonials in posts and videos in my business page. Um, and the reason, like, through the testimonials, you get to see that it's not only us, that are doing the business. There's so many other people from different countries around the globe, because our community is global. And also you get to see, they're from different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different situations, why they decided to take this online journey. So that would really, inspire others that, what, you're not the only one. There's other people like you, through their stories. So once you read their stories, behind the scenes moment. So show the human side of your journey, not just the polished results. Well, for me, yeah, that's that. I'm a little bit like a reserved person. Like I mentioned, I don't like to take too many pictures of me. I love to take pictures, of what I see. That's how. That's why I love to travel, and or like road trips, or when I go hiking in nature. I love to take pictures of landscapes and that kind of stuff. um, but I don't really show too much. I do show through words, text. You know, I will relate through a post, and share my story there. But taking pictures of me, you will see some pictures of me, but you will see more, on lives, what I share, through my journey. What are the struggles that I've been through. So I take advantage of the lives to connect with you guys that way. But like I say, I do post, but not as much as other people, because it's just me. I don't have a family. So if I had a family, I think that will be a different thing. But I don't have a family. So for me, that's when you will see me posting a little bit more is when I travel, because I love to show people, the places where I go, and I'm a kind of like, I'm those persons that I like to know about the story about the place. So I do like a little research before we go, so I can, when I record, I can say, okay, this is about this and that. So that's how you will see me, behind the scenes, and recording this. Eventually, for those travel tips, I haven't done it, but that's my other YouTube channel. One of the things that I do is, travel, and then I show videos from the travel. So I'm planning to do that on this one too. But right now, like, that's not my main focus for the moment, um but that's on the plan. So that way you guys get to see more, like a video content of the places that I have been, so you can see. So that's for me. when it comes to that, for the storytelling and marketing. Okay, so what is the pro tip?
Okay, pro tip for you guys. Here it is. You don't need to be perfect, just be real. The best stories come from authenticity, not perfection. And that's that was our mindset at the beginning, right? We were not experts, we didn't know anything, but we knew that if we kept trying and practicing every time, we would get better with time. So just be you, be real, and keep practicing, keep doing it over and over till you get the hang of it and you feel like the passion for whatever it is that you're doing, and you don't feel like is something that you don't enjoy. We started doing this, we didn't enjoy it, we didn't love it, but now we have a passion for our business and for the all the work that it involves.
Yeah, and that's true. A lot of people when they start, they didn't do any social media before because that wasn't their thing. But once they started to do it, it might have been like a little bit struggle at the beginning, but as they went through, they started to really enjoy it.
Mhm.
And that's how you start finding. We were talking in another life, you are through your journey, you find things that you didn't know that you enjoy, and then now you started to discovering those things, those talents that you have, inside of you, and then you can start doing it. That's not an exact word, but I don't know. I remember one of the lives before we were talking about that you encounter your along your journey, you encounter your um it's kind of like your talents, but I don't know. I can remember, but it's something like that. You found that you really enjoy this, and you didn't know that you really enjoy it before. So new discoveries for you. All right. So takeaway.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Guys, here's the takeaway for today. Remember, people don't just buy products, they buy into stories, emotions, and connections. When we lead with heart, we inspire others to take action. So don't ever feel like your story is not meaningful, because believe me, you're unique and your story has a power to inspire others. So don't be afraid to share your story.
Yes. This is one of the lies that we had before. People connect with people, not with product. And the reason why they connect with people is because of this reason, is
Mhm.
the stories, the emotions, and the connection that they have with the person that is sharing, on the other side. So, all right. So, we have arrived to the end of our live. So, if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. In the webinar, you will find out, how our online business plan works, and you get to hear from the testimonials from the panelists that we're going to show you in a few moments. They're going to be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will have one, the link to register for the live webinar, which happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So that link will take you to a page that will have these two buttons, one for Tuesday and Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The other one is you receive a link to the replay. So in this case, right now, you will have the replay. So that's the one that we're showing you from this past Thursday's live webinar. And the last thing that we are inviting you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. I'm so sorry for my internet today. It's like really bad. I keep seeing myself frozen. Um, so saying that, let's find out who are the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinar. Okay.
So, guys, this is how we all started this journey, right? finding when we register for the webinar. This is the first step. Everybody starts with this. You register for this webinar so you can find out how our business plan works. This is the best way to start. So if you're ready, you can register on the pages or the links on the screen, and you can watch the live webinar on Tuesday or Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And if you don't have time for that, don't worry. You can register at any time and we will send you the replay. So last Thursday, we had this wonderful couple, Chris and Karen. Chris is a firefighter and Karen is a former elementary vice principal. We also had Hital Joshi. She's a former interior designer. Himali is a full-time business owner. And Carol is a cook.
Yes, and we also have Katie. She's an executive assistant in the oil and gas industry. We also have Tony, an IT, and Rita, a recruitment. We have Manisha Rayal. She's a digital business owner, so she's doing this business full time. And we have Shannon, a former wedding planner, also doing this business full time. So as you see, different ages, cultural ethnicities, and different professions. But all of them, they decided to take that leap of faith because they were looking for more. They were looking for more time to spend with the family. Or in this case, for Chris and Karen, they were realizing that they didn't have the money to be able to retire comfortable. So that's what they decided to go into this business, because they wanted to build that retirement income to be able to live the kind of lifestyle they wanted. So different reasons why they decided to start their online business. Sorry, my tongue. So for the replay has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, Arabic, and Spanish. I think I mentioned all the 5. Okay, there you go. So we want to say thank you to also Muhammad Umar, Anthony E. and you, and Melissa Sony for watching us today, and for your emojis, your likes and heart emojis. So thank you for watching, and thank you for your emojis. Also, thank you to everyone that was here with us today in today's webinar. We hope so that you really enjoy the topic that we shared with you. We try to bring something, to teach you, from what we do on this side, and at the same time sharing our experience and our story. And through that, be able to inspire you to take that leap of faith and have a better lifestyle, because we all deserve a better lifestyle.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose, right? We're here every time to inspire you and to show you what this business opportunity is about. And what's the best way to do this is through our testimonial, right? So you can see that what we do in this business is as simple as, coming and talking to you guys about the opportunity and explaining how it works and how our background didn't hold us back. We didn't have the experience, but our will and our desire to change our lives was stronger than anything else. So you can do this too.
Yes, and you don't need any experience, right? Really, because you can come with 0 experience and learn all of that in this online business. So everything is provided. It's all that is required from you is the willingness to do it, and just put the work to it. That's all is required. Now, we want to say thank you to all the people that has watched the live with us. For those catching the replay, also thank you. And to our followers, also thank you for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. For those who doesn't follow us, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us a little bit more, who we are, what information what type of content we post in our business, and more information about the business. Okay, so saying that, let's see what is our next topic for next Monday.
Okay, guys, so don't miss next Monday's topic. We'll be talking about building confidence as an entrepreneur, even when you're just starting out. So it's going to be a good topic. We'll be talking about confidence. If you guys remember earlier when I was talking, I started with no confidence. I felt lost. I felt like, it was going to be a very hard journey for me. But when you're consistent, when you have the desire, when you push yourself and practice and learn every day, you have everything to be successful in the business.
Yes. So thank you again for joining us today for another episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. So until then, keep telling your story is your most powerful marketing tool. So see you next week. And like Isabel mentioned, um, tell your story because you really can inspire someone out there. I mean, many times we think our story is not so inspired, but it is. Someone out there will get inspired, But if you don't share it, how can you inspire someone? So share your story to inspire someone. So saying that, I want to wish everyone happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, and happy and blessed Thursday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. And then until the next episode of the
Global
Global
Digital
Digital
Success
Success
Talks.
Talks. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for watching, and God bless you all.
Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful week ahead.